It all began in 1944. Classified mission off the coast of Scotland. 60 years ago, they tried to destroy the world. They're back to finish the job.
Master.
Every time I died, a little more came back with me.
Revolution Studios presents Hellboy. Comic writer Mike Mignola.
Hellboy is a monster brought to Earth to be something terrible, but he shows up as a child and is intercepted by the good guys, raised in secret to work for the good guys.
We called him Hellboy.
Acclaimed director Guillermo del Toro, director of Blade 2.
Hellboy is 60 years old chronologically, but he doesn't age like us.
I think reverse dog years. He's barely out of his 20s.
Even although Hellboy is 6'5", bright red, he's a regular Joe. His job just happens to be a monster hunter.
Hey, Stinky, what you having? 6 library guards raw plus belts and boots? Man, you're gonna need some heavy fiber to move that out.
I'd seen Guillermo's, some of his movies. I loved what he did. When we met and we talked about it, it was very clear to me that this was probably the only guy who could make the movie. He's more passionate about the character than I am.
Well, I was a fan of Mike Mignola's comic books. I felt it was, for the first time, something totally unique.
Really?
It's so true to the spirit of the comic. The first miniseries is called Hellboy Seed of Destruction, and this movie is pretty much an adaptation of that series.
That's the tail, and these are the horns.
Every time the media gets a look at him, they come running to me. I'm running out of lies.
The BPRD finds and brings together fantastic individuals with unique abilities in one place, where those abilities are important, valuable assets.
I'm John.
You are late. Watch your hands and elbows.
Pardon? BPRD is home to those who might be considered freaks in the outside world. The Bureau for Paranormal Research and Defense. Their job is to catalog what's going on, and if it gets out of hand, they step in.
Kaiser Trevor Broom.
Sir, I'm John.
Agent John T. Myers, Kansas City, 76. T stands for Thaddeus, mother's older brother. Scar on your chin happened when you were 10. You still wonder if it's ever going to fade away.
How did it came?
Update.
It's an amazing world, the sort of BPRD. It's a real experience for John Myers to kind of get his head around all that, and then at the same time trying to do his job. He has just graduated from FBI school, and he gets sort of put in the deep end with this weird and wonderful world of what is Hellboy.
You saw the fish guy, right?
Oh, yeah. That was weird.
Yeah, right. Well, come on in. Meet the rest of the family.
Hellboy. Try not to stare. He hates it when people stare. Stare at what? His horns. He finds them to fit in.
Ron Perlman as Hellboy.
One of us said, I know who should play Hellboy, and the other one said, yes, so do I. And we both said Ron.
He's the perfect guy to play Hellboy. In the same way, I would say that Tobey Maguire was the perfect guy to play Spider-Man. Ron is Hellboy.
Aww. Hellboy is the coolest dude who ever came down the pipe. He's big, he's bad, he's fun, he's fast. He's got a beautiful, beautiful soul and a beautiful heart, all wrapped up into his wise-ass beauty.
You missed!
Ron's got Hellboy's demeanor. He's got that working stiff, been there, done that quality, and he's got the perfect voice.
He's fighting only monsters and demons because he's a paranormal detective, and these are big dudes that he's having to take down.
He says he's the world's greatest paranormal investigator, when in reality his investigating method is he opens a door and if there's a monster, he beats the crap out of it.
John Hurt plays Professor Broom of the BPRD.
He plays the mentor, a key figure in all superhero comics, who loves him but fears the nature of Hellboy.
Rasputin is back for him, but you will help him to become a man. It's very much a father-son relationship, in actual fact, which is interesting in regard to the fact that, of course, that he's red and he has a tail.
Hellboy was summoned by Rasputin, the main bad guy, to destroy the Earth and to turn it into hell on Earth.
Probably with maybe the exception of Hellboy, John Hurt as Broom looks exactly like the character in the comic.
Abe Sapien.
Abe Sapien, who is probably the most beautiful creature ever committed to film. He can touch an object and see the past or anything connected with the owner of that object.
Behind this door, ancient, evil.
And even by holding the hands of someone else, transmit that vision.
Selma Blair plays Liz Sherman.
Liz is a pyrokinetic. She can command fire and create fire out of nowhere.
You should be running.
Every time she gets really, really, really angry, you better be away.
Liz Sherman's story begins as a child. She's a bit odd. The kids sense this, and she's 11 years old, and they throw stones at her, calling her a freak. The rage and the fear causes her to burst into flames. She never wants to use this power again. She always wants to squelch it because it ruined her life. But realizing it's the one thing, it's her real strength. I'm learning to control it. For the first time in my life, I'm not afraid. Liz and Hellboy grew up together. She entered the BPRD when she was a young woman, and Hellboy had been raised there, and they immediately bonded, and I think there's a huge love between Hellboy and Liz.
This is the most beautiful representation of Beauty and the Beast, except in this case, they are both odd, so they are both Beast and the Beast.
She's attracted to John T. Myers for everything she wants to be that seems normal in a world that she can't live in, and Hellboy she's attracted to for the world that she must live in.
Hellboy and Liz both possess incredible appetites to enjoy the world and yet are forced to live in sort of a confined world.
One sheet of glass between them and us.
Story of my life.
How am I going to get a girl? I drive around in a garbage truck.
One of the things we're trying to do with the movie is that the fights have a big scale, so we're trying to do comic book size battles. You look around on the set, this is their playground.
There are these huge action sequences in the film.
The legendary Rick Baker, 6-time Academy Award-winning makeup and creature effects artist. Awesome creature effects by Cinovation and Spectral Motion. Academy Award-winning Phil Tippett, the world's leading animation and visual effects artist.
Hey! I'm on your side! Sure.
I think the main thing about Hellboy is that none of these superheroes are superheroes in the way that they're sexy, in the way that we normally think of, the lycra and the bodies and this. They're kind of tragically flawed human beings that realize that they have to take on these powers to go to this other level.
All us freaks have is each other.
There's so much great family stuff in there and relationship stuff and, about being accepted for what you are.
Just go there and tell her how you feel.
It's not that easy, okay? Plus, you're 9.
I think the movie is very, very moving, full of humanity and action-packed.
There are things that go bump in the night, Agent Myers. And we are the ones who bump back.
Oh my God.
From the other side to our side. Hellboy.
Are you gonna be okay?
How big can it be?
Visit hellboy-movie.com.